Around 3 years ago, I was just another average kid making beats for fun in his bedroom. Fast forward to now, I made more than $200,000 posting my beats online. I'm working with my favorite artists. I had songs charting on Spotify and getting millions of streams. And I basically became a full-time music producer by the time I turned 17 years old. And I wanted to make this video to walk you through my whole journey, the exact decisions and mindset shifts that I made in order to get to this point. And in no way I want this video to be braggy, but I really just want to showcase to you what is possible if you really put yourself into doing the right decisions and achieve your goals. Everything started when I was around 10 years old, and I found out GarageBand through my mama's iPad. So I was literally making my first compositions in there. They were trash, absolutely no idea what I was doing. Even back then I had no music knowledge apart from the fact that I was playing the drums, but I was just doing it for fun really. I used to make these compositions and force my dad to listen to those even though they were trash, so shout out to him, he was a real supporter and day one. But then just by scrolling through YouTube for fun and to kill my time, I actually found out the channel from Solter. He's a goated beat maker, actually rest in peace, he was a legend and inspired tons of producers. But I found his beats on YouTube, and those opened a whole new door for me for this freestyle beats. So from that day I literally put myself every day to make those kind of beats. I remember I was going to middle school at that point, so I was around 13 years old, and I basically became, you know, the producer that was doing his little music thing out there, and I was basically the beat maker of the occasion. And that really kind of get me into the process of really liking like this new genre that was completely new to me. Consider that before that I was listening to 80s rock music, so you know, it was really fun for me to discover this new genre. And again, it was just a hobby at that point, so I was literally just doing it for the sake of making music on GarageBand. Then one day I was walking to my school as any other day, and I remember this friend that I had there that was also making music came up to me and was like, yo, I discovered a fire music production software that you can download for free on your computer. He was exactly talking about FL Studio, and that happened right before the lockdown. So before, you know, everyone was then shut down to their houses and we couldn't go outside because of COVID and stuff. So it was the perfect moment for me to discover what this software was and really locking into that. I still remember the setup that I had, and it remained the same until like a couple of months ago really. This bedroom that you see right here, it's new. I just remade it like a couple of months ago. Before that I had this goofy ass setup where I had just my desk in front of me with an old HP laptop. That shit was a little potato, bro. It was so trash, but I mean, it was a great mate for my journey for like 3 years, and I was making all of my beats there. I downloaded FL Studio that same exact day that I came back to school after that friend told me, and I think the real journey really begins there. As everyone, I was just making music for fun. I remember watching producers on YouTube and like them cooking up. I remember I was obsessed with obviously Metro Boomin. I mean, he's the goat for everyone, I think. ATL, Jacob, and a lot of other producers online that were literally just cooking up, and I was imagining myself in those sessions, like in the big studios, you know, just dreaming about like my music being heard by millions of people. So basically my days kept going during lockdown, where I was attending online classes, but in the meanwhile I was fucking tryharding on them beats. I remember I was opening FL Studio every day, and while I was attending my classes I was just making beats and getting better every single day, and I had so much fun doing that. I was like, bro, I really gotta turn this into something that I can do full time, because I'm pretty confident that all of us as producers or musicians in general, we really do want bad to like be full-time on what we do and getting our music heard by, you know, all of the people out there in the world. So that was exactly me around 14 years old and getting more experience into this music stuff. So after I had that initial thought, I was like, okay, what's the best way to kind of get, you know, my career started and have my music heard? So one day I opened Instagram and I was like, bro, you know what, I'm gonna make a producer account and I'll start posting my beats on there, and you know, hopefully some artists will find me and maybe start using my beats. So that same day I opened my first Instagram account. I was excited as fuck. I had, you know, no idea what I was doing, but you know, I still had that excitement of posting my music out there. So I started following random people, like literally not even producers, just to have, you know, some people maybe following me back and stuff. And I uploaded my first beat the same day. It was still during COVID. And shit, bro, it was a Playboy Cardi X Pierre Born type beat. If you remember the 2020 wave, that shit was the wave back then. So I made that. I was obsessed with Playboy Cardi in the like 2020. And yeah, I just clicked upload on Instagram and called it a day. The next day, I had some comments under that first post. They were like all fire emojis, like, that's fire, bro. I was like so hyped. I was, yo, finally some people are appreciating what I was doing. Little did I know that those were bot comments. You know, you probably have received those if you were posting like at the beginning with like you have no followers and stuff. But I mean, it was still a beginning. I still had that feeling of like, damn, people are actively listening to my beats, even though that wasn't the case, but you know. And that, I think that really kind of kept me going into keep uploading my beats. So my whole routine was wake up, attend classes, open FL Studio, making beats, and then in the evening just uploading them on Instagram. I was literally just looking on Google the picture of the artist that I was making the beats for and then uploading it there on Instagram. I also remember when then we got back to school and I was in high school, I became kind of the meme of the beat maker, you know, making beats and stuff, even though I was making no money out of it. So it was literally just that little music thing that I was doing with no real results in that case. And in fact, I was DMing artists and producers every day hoping to find someone to work with and really kind of get my career started, but nobody was responding to me. Keep in mind, I didn't even have a producer name, didn't have a branding or no that, so why would you respond to a random ass producer that you don't even know is a producer just texting you on Instagram like that? And that really got me discouraged. I was starting to feel, you know, maybe my music is not even all that good, or I don't know, I must be, you know, from the big studios in LA or Atlanta or some shit, where the exact studios that I was seeing in my YouTube videos, and I was like, damn bro, I wish I was in a big city like that. But that just wasn't the case. I kept going because obviously the music passion was the only thing that was keeping me going and stuff. And now in the meanwhile, I also opened a YouTube channel where I was doing basically the same thing that I was doing with Instagram and just, you know, uploading my beats there. Nothing really too crazy. I didn't even expect so many great things to come out of those two things that I was doing because I had no strategy. I had no idea what I was doing. But then the big moment came, and I really want to focus on this day because it was the exact same moment where everything changed. Literally my life. It was the day where all of my mindset kind of took a shift in a direction that could help me achieve my goals for real this time. So it was just another normal day. I got back from school, I was making beats on FL Studio the same day, once again, just in my bedroom. And I was really, you know, not thinking too much about it. It was just an average day like any other ones. Then around, you know, nighttime, I was in the kitchen and I was having like a little milk glass for me. And I was scrolling through my YouTube account and just listening to the beats I made the day before. And there was my dad in the sofa, you know, like in the living room. And then all of a sudden, I hear, you know, him calling me. He was like, yo, Daniel, come here for a second. I was like, it's never like a good sign when your parents call you like that. But anyway, I come close to him, like in the sofa. I was behind him and he showed me like his phone. And he had like a PayPal notification of $5 coming in. It was like, I think you have sold one of those little beats that you're making, like, you know, on your computer. Bro, I didn't even move. I was like, oh, shocked and shit. I couldn't fucking believe it, bro. I was literally thinking, ain't no way, bro. Like, this must be, I don't know, some friend of him that sent him something through PayPal. But that shit was real, bro. I sold a beat for $5. Now, let's not talk about why I was selling those shits for $5, because I was really undervaluing myself. But you can tell that a 15 years old kid seeing that little music thing that he's doing can actually be sold to real people in the real world. You can imagine like you know, what the fuck I was thinking. And that day, I think it really hit me bad, bro, because from that day, I never had that motivation that I felt during that period. Never in my life, not even now, bro. The motivation I had back then was crazy. Like, that moment changed everything for me, because I thought, damn, bro, this shit I'm doing just for fun can really turn into something serious. I didn't have a plan, as I told you before, so if I still managed to get a sale of something that I was doing without having an idea, if I was doing anything right or wrong, you know, really gave me a lot of hints on what I should have done with my life. So from that point, I never looked at my bedroom the same. I never looked at my computer the same. And especially, I never looked at FL Studio the same. I was like, all right, bro, time to go lean on this shit. At the beginning it was tough because once again you don't get the knowledge one day from another like that. So my days kept going kind of always the same. I was getting back from school, grinding on FL Studio, watching a lot of cook-ups on YouTube, and nothing was really changing. But what changed was my mindset and the motivation I had to really think, damn bro, this is really possible. So then around August of 2022, that was another big timestamp in my journey. In that day, I think it was the 13th of August 2022, I wanted to make a new channel, new strategy, new plan, new everything, because I really just kind of had the realization that, bro, if I really want to turn this into something possible, I do gotta follow a plan or something that makes sense in any in some type of way. So I realized that just making beats in my bedroom like I was doing every single day wasn't the best thing for me to really get out there. Obviously what you see online, you know, the top producers going to the big studios and shit, all you see them doing is making beats, but we never really look at what is going on behind the scenes, all of the network and shit they're doing, all of the strategy that they're following in order to get their music heard. And that was exactly me. I was 15 years old at that point, and I decided that I really wanted to lock in finally on this music shit. So I took my computer, opened FL Studio like always, but this time I had a paper and I was starting to write down all of the goals and all of the things that I wanted to achieve seriously this time. So it was around morning that day. Again, it was the 13th of August, and I was literally just lying on my bed. I took a pen, I had this little piece of paper in front of me, and I started writing down everything I wanted to achieve. So opening a successful YouTube channel, starting to networking with other producers, and once I had those big goals written down, wrote down also all the little steps that I would have needed to do in order to get to that point. And from that day, I never looked at like music and the industry the same, because I was actually being a part of it and working in order to be someone big. What didn't change though was the same exact setup where I was making beats like, you know, years before, the same exact goofy ass bedroom, just a huge desire to make this shit work. So that exact year, so during 2022 and around also the period of September, I really started seeing my first real money. Particularly I remember this day where I was going to the beach with my family, so I left my phone at home and I really didn't think about all of that music shit and, you know, the channel that I was running at that time and everything. When I got back to the car and we made our way back to home, I went ahead, you know, to check my phone and see what's up with it. As soon as I, you know, click the button to turn on my phone, I see that little blue notification that all of us producers love, and it was exactly from PayPal. And I don't see one, I don't see two, I see fucking 3 beat sales, bro, in the same exact day. So once again, I'm there, closing my bedroom, staring at my phone, shocked. And you know, I had that little smile. Like, bro, you can't imagine the joy of seeing that shit. And the craziest thing about it is, you know, that made me realize that I spent the whole day at the beach. I didn't even work that day, and yet I see 3 fucking beat sales on my phone. And bro, I made $300 in a single day. So you can imagine a 16 years old making $300 in a single day of the music that he loves doing. Fuck if that makes you believe that it's possible. And then from that moment, really everything just went up, because that $300 turned into 1K a month before I could even realize. And around May of 2023, I really started, you know, getting some buzz and having my beats popping up on YouTube, and I was, you know, expanding my network and stuff. In May 2023, exactly the 23rd of May, I realized that month I made my first $4,000 in a single month at 16 years old. So that shit literally blew my mind. And once again, like, I look at my phone, I was laughing of joy, bro. You can't imagine. Like, I was literally thinking, damn, bro, like, I'm still in high school, still making this music shit that is fun to me, and I see $4,000 coming in a month. My dad and my mother was like, yo, what are you thinking about? Why are you even laughing? And I mean, they didn't really know, because I kept it very private. Like, not even my friends knew what I was doing. It was just me and, you know, my dream of making it big. But motivation was literally like going up every single day. And then fast forward to December of 2024, it was then that I had my best month ever. Just off selling my beats online, that month, December 2024, I think I made $12,000 just that month, if not even more. And I'll leave the analytics right here on the screen, so, you know, I'm not, you know, saying some bullshit. And yeah, bro, like seeing that shit while you're still in high school definitely makes a change. And once again, bro, this story is not to brag about myself, because I don't really like to do that, but I do want to show you that it's fucking possible if you put all of yourself into it and you actually have a plan and you start shifting your mindset into what you have to do in order to achieve your goals. Just making beats is not sufficient, bro. Right now, I'm still the same kid, just with a different strategy and different system that I know I can follow. And you remember when I'm beginning, I was saying that I had to text artists and producers hoping that they would respond to me. Once I got all of that motion, it was literally like artists and producers coming to me when I was sleeping, and the money just kept coming in because I knew what I was doing. And I mean, some things still haven't changed. I still have my parents pressuring me that they don't think this shit is real, so I don't think that I'm out here like living flashy lifestyle of like, I don't know, some luxurious type of shit. I'm still humble. I'm still doing this every single day, and it's still what is, making me able to be a full-time music producer. And definitely this journey hasn't been easy. When you're struggling like at the beginning and everybody kind of makes fun of you because they think that what you're doing is not even real music, or that this shit is not even worth it, not possible to make it as a full-time job, it can get demoralizing. I had some people at school even making fun of me because they figured out I was like making beats, but nobody gave a shit about who I was. So it was definitely tough. But to be honest, once you see results for yourself, you stop caring and you stop giving a fuck. This can really tell you that I made it while I was in high school. So if you're still in college or you're in the middle of nowhere, I don't know, in Kansas, you can still make it, bro. You don't need to be from the LA or from the big cities like New York or Atlanta, or go to the huge studios as I was thinking, when I was a kid. That's just not the case. We have everything we have right here online. Obviously, it took me 3 years to really get where I'm at right now. And I don't want you guys watching these videos to waste years of your life like I did, figuring out things just, by playing the guessing game. That's why I uploaded a completely free course, step by step, on the exact strategy and system that I follow in order to make this happen. It's completely free, and nobody on YouTube, trust me, bro, especially in the music industry, has ever put out something like this for free completely on YouTube. So definitely, if you're tired of just guessing and you want the exact same strategy that I use to go from 0 to 10K a month selling my beats online, that's the video right there, bro. And yeah, with this, I really want to end this video. I don't just want this to be a video about my story. I want it to be the beginning of yours. So hopefully you got some motivation out of it and you understood that if you lock in into the right things, it's definitely fucking possible, bro. With that being said, I hope to see you in the next videos, and peace out.